What's up, people? J-Dub here with my 2011 WWE Draft preview. Going to be giving you guys my thoughts on who should jump ship from Raw to SmackDown, SmackDown to Raw, all of that good stuff. Make sure you share with me your comments going into the draft down in the comment section below. Also, remember to rate this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button up there. Thanks. So let's start off with SmackDown. A couple of things that I would want to see SmackDown get out of the 2011 draft. First off, I believe that they need a big star to jump ship from Raw over to the Blue brand. With Edge retiring a couple of weeks ago, that left a void at the top spot on SmackDown, so they need somebody to step up and take his place, so to say. Now, Christian, he's been doing that for the time being, but he's already on the SmackDown roster, and I don't believe that you can be hurt by having more star power, so somebody needs to jump ship from Raw to SmackDown. Secondly, I want SmackDown to add more depth to the roster. A couple of weeks ago when Edge retired, they announced a 20-man battle royal to determine the #1 contender for the World Championship, and after they announced that match, I seriously had to sit there and think to myself, damn, is there even 20 people on the SmackDown roster? Like, that just shows how light the roster is, so they definitely need to bolster it up. And I'm not necessarily saying that they have to go over and completely raid Monday Night Raw. One way that both shows can benefit, I believe, take some people from Raw that they aren't really using correctly and bring them over to SmackDown and make stars of them. Basically, do exactly what you did with Cody Rhodes. When Cody Rhodes was on Raw, he was an afterthought. Raw losing Cody Rhodes, nobody thought anything of it, but they brought him over to SmackDown and they made a star of him. Now Cody Rhodes is one of the highlights of SmackDown each and every week, so they need to do that by bringing a couple of stars from Raw who are basically disenfranchised. They need a fresh start, and that would be, you know, a great thing for SmackDown to accomplish in this draft. So with all of that being said, here are my picks to pack up shop and head over to Friday nights. Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, and Evan Bourne. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm big fans of all three of these guys. I believe that they're highly talented, but you can't count them jumping ship to SmackDown as a big loss to Raw because they're not doing much on Raw at all, so why not let them go over to SmackDown and have their talents be fully utilized? This would allow the fans to have a renewed interest in their characters. Also, this would give them a fresh start and a clean slate for the creative team to build new stories upon, so I believe it will be a great thing for these three guys to be moved over to SmackDown. Next up, R-Truth. Now, no matter what your opinion on R-Truth is, and there is this one dude that I know, like, he can't stand R-Truth. He goes off on him every single chance that he gets. But yeah, no matter what your opinion on R-Truth is, there's no denying whatsoever that he created momentum behind his character this past Monday when he turned heel. And on a show where it's kind of light on the heels near the top tier, he could be very beneficial to SmackDown. Ted DiBiase would be my next pick to jump ship to Friday Night SmackDown. Now, I want to be a fan of Ted's, but he hasn't given me much of a reason to be a fan of his. He's been in WWE for years, and I feel that he lacked that breakout performance. I'm still waiting to see what Ted DiBiase is made of. Maybe if he jumps over to Friday Night SmackDown, that would allow him some room to grow, give him some camera time, some good storylines. Maybe he could finally reach his potential. And the last big pick that I would make for SmackDown in the 2011 WWE Draft would be Randy Orton. If you look at the faces on Raw, you have John Cena, Triple H looming in the background. Who knows when he'll be back to active competition, but I do believe that after the draft, he needs to come back on a more regular basis. And we also have John Morrison. He's on the cusp of breaking into the main event scene. So with all of that being said, I believe that SmackDown needs Randy Orton a lot more than Raw does. And I would basically use Randy Orton as that guy to step up and takes Edge's place as the #1 guy on the Blue brand. So now on to my picks for Monday Night Raw. I don't really know what Raw can accomplish in this draft because this year I feel as if it's much more about SmackDown than it is Raw, and Raw doesn't have any problems that SmackDown can solve. Raw's big issue is that they already have the talent on their roster, they just don't know what the hell to do with it. And you run into a big problem where you have the talent there, but you don't know how to utilize them to their full effectiveness. So I have to move that underused talent off of Raw onto SmackDown, but as a result, I have to move some talent from SmackDown over to Raw. And if the same thing that happened with the talent that's leaving Raw happens to the talent that's coming in, you make the whole damn thing completely useless. Nonetheless, my first pick for Monday Night Raw would be Jack Swagger. He's been on that show for the last 2 months, involved in a storyline with Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and Jim Ross, so why not go ahead and make him an official member of the Raw roster? Also, I could see Wade Barrett being drafted over to Monday Night Raw once again. They're teasing a breakup in the core, so that could be the nail in their coffin, and he is the Intercontinental Champion. Earlier in the video, I traded the United States Champion, Sheamus, over to SmackDown, so if that trade happens, then I'm pretty sure the completely random an unscripted WWE Draft will coincidentally trade the Intercontinental Champion over to Monday Night Raw. And the last big pick I'm going to be making on behalf of Monday Night Raw is Drew McIntyre. Since his big push ended, he's been pretty much laying low on Smackdown, besides a stupid storyline that he had with Kelly that ended up going nowhere. But it seems as if recently they've been pushing him back into everyone's consciousness, so that may signal a brand shift for Drew. And I believe that that could be a great thing for him. He has these bursts of intensity that he displays in his matches that are rivaled by no one in WWE. Go back to Elimination Chamber, the Smackdown Chamber, and see how the match didn't get hot until he came out of his pod. So look at his matches with Rey Mysterio over the last couple of weeks. He's been losing, but he still looked impressive. Like, that's how good this dude is. Even when he loses, he still looks impressive to me. If he adapted those bits of intensity that he shows into his full-time character, that could be his first step on the road to greatness in WWE. This dude is only 25 years old. I was shocked to find that out. But yeah, he could become a big player in the future in WWE. And you know, adapting his intense character and moving to Monday Night Raw could be the first step in not just telling people that he's a chosen one, but actually showing them why. And of course, there will be a lot more trades made during the main round and also the supplemental draft, but I just wanted to cover in this video the ones that I thought would be the most impactful. And I did not mention any Divas being traded. That's because I placed a ban on me talking about the Divas. They're not worth talking about until Awesome Kong gets there. So that's when I'll start back talking about the Divas, when Awesome Kong gets to WWE. Also, I hear a lot of people speculating that the World Champions will be switching brands. Well, I believe that The Miz belongs on Raw, and I don't want to see SmackDown losing any of its top stars, so I don't see that situation happening. But you guys let me know what you think about that and the draft as a whole. What are your thoughts going into the draft? All of that good stuff. This is where I will end my draft video. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the Sideshow this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I am J-Dub. Peace out.